Somebody who recently watched a book along that I did with my wife said, it's nice to see me smile because they don't normally see me smile on the meditations in the morning. And it's hard to smile. It's hard to guide. It requires you to kind of keep thinking about, what you're going to say and how it's going to work. So if you don't see me smiling, don't believe it's not the case. I'm not happy to do the meditations or to be here. It's more a case of just trying to stay a little bit focused so I can keep bringing you guys something that has value rather than something that might be kind of a little bit chaotic or off center. So we'll begin. Just take some water. So finding yourself a comfortable position. If you're seated, just remember to keep your back upright, not uptight. Just being supportive. And maybe if you're sitting on a chair, you just move the back a little bit out from the chair. If you're sitting on the floor, or you can be lying on the floor, it doesn't really make any difference. But really, we're cultivating the idea of being attentive to our time together. So I'll sound the bell now, and again, I'll sound the bell at the end, and we will be together for 25 minutes. So welcome, and thank you for taking the time to be here. A time to be here with yourself, for yourself. If it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. Remembering that even as you have your eyes closed throughout the session, at any time you can just open your eyes to reorientate yourself. Also to remember that this is an invitation to fall awake, not to fall asleep. So just in case you're feeling tired, you can also use the opportunity with the eyes just to make sure that the body doesn't decide to fall asleep. So now just taking the awareness and the attention to the breath. Just sensing into your breath where you best notice it. That can be the inhale through the mouth and the exhale through the nose. Or it may be the rise and fall of the belly. Each time we come to practice, we continually cultivate the art of being, moving away from the constant preoccupation of the need to be doing. The more we learn to simply be, the more we're able to navigate the weather of our lives. So often it is our reactions to an event that escalate matters. That's Viktor Frankl, famous author who wrote an account of his survival in concentration camps in Nazi Germany, famously says, it's the space between the stimulation and the response. That's where we find our freedom. Meditation cultivates the art of being, cultivates the idea that we have this capacity to be non-reactive a little bit longer than most when the event arrives, the stimulation. And in doing so, we're able to take a breath, slow the mind down a little before we respond. And often those valuable seconds change outcomes within our own lives and our own destiny. So the breath is such a valuable resource. And we once again just move to use the breath as a mechanism to just gently tap the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, to let it know of our intention today. To just allow the nervous system to move from the fight-flight response to the rest and recovery response. So we'll do a series of breaths today, and we'll use the 5-8 method. This is where we take in a breath for 5 seconds, we hold for 2, and we exhale for 8. We're always trying on the exhale for it to be a little bit longer, a little bit slower, and a little bit more deliberate than the inhale. So when you're ready, I'll take the count and you just need to follow. So let's start with the inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once again, taking in a nice deep inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding it for 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll now do another final 5-8 breath. So once again, taking in a deep inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding for 1, 2. And exhaling slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now allowing the breath just to return to its natural rhythm. Now, bring in the attention and the awareness to the toes. Just bring in your attention and awareness to your toes, both feet. Just noticing the toes, maybe starting with the big toes. Noticing the toes in between as you move across the tips of the toes, across to each one of your pinkies. Now, noticing the ball of the foot, or feet, should I say. Noticing each one of the balls of each of your feet. The arch and the heel. So many nerve endings in these feet. So much sensation here. I try to have my feet connected to the ground as much as I can. Even wearing barefoot shoes during the day, just to create that constant sensation of the nerve endings of my feet to the ground. Grounding. Just noticing what's here as you trace along bottoms of the feet. Moving up the back of the heel to the ankle bone and around the ankles. Just noticing what's here when we arrive in these points, not looking to create any particular sensation, just being open and aware to whatever's here, not striving or trying to create anything, just simply being with whatever arises. Then moving up the back of the calves. You're noticing here in this muscle group if there's any tightness or holding here in the calves. Maybe a different sensation between left and right. Moving around to the shin and then up to the knees. Remembering that the mind will wander as we work through our guidance. And that's what minds do. We are practicing the capacity of awareness, noticing that the mind has wandered, gone off to plan or worry or regret. So reach out that hand, bring the mind back to the point of attention, the knees. Moving up from the knees to the thighs. Again, just checking in these muscle groups. How do things feel as we arrive here into the thighs? And moving to the buttocks and the lower back. Maybe taking this as an opportunity to just correct posture a little bit if needed. Making sure we're still attentive, upright. And then resting and moving the awareness to the abdomen, the belly. In many Eastern traditions, we believe this to be second brain. The holder of intuition and wisdom. A place sometimes we forget to listen to. We want to pay attention to the mind and ignore our instinct. But the instinct is grounded, ever present, with one point of reference, with one idea. The mind, which can often be the monkey mind, has multiple voices or choices or answers. But here, as we rest attention and awareness into gut instinct, just reflect on how stable the voice or the feeling is from this part of the body compared to the mind. Our intuition, she does not speak or shout or scream. She simply waits for us to pay attention. Just resting your awareness and your attention here in the abdomen and the belly. Allow the breath to just be a gentle reminder to let go of holding here, tightness or tension. Great teacher Deepak Chopra has an expression where he says, "In stillness we find our true self." When we are still, we can connect to the intuitive voice, our gut instinct. But we have to be still, even for 2 minutes, just to sit and listen. Now moving the attention and awareness just up to the heart. Maybe just trying to sense from the inside out a little bit here, this huge, important part of our body. Just sensing and feeling it. maybe just feeling the beat or hearing the beat, whatever arrives for you, if that feels comfortable. Maybe as we arrive here at the heart, just taking a moment to just ask ourselves the question, how am I doing? How am I doing? Not a thinking answer, a feeling answer. What's here? How am I doing? And then maybe just calling to mind something that is challenging you at the moment, a problem, a person, or a feeling. What's really getting in your way right now in the last 24 hours or 48 hours? And just thinking if that person or problem or thing or feeling, that's the stimulation that just triggers your reaction. How different would you feel if you could adapt your response slightly? But not responding immediately, just allowing time and space to pass between the moment it triggers you and time which you actually respond. In between those 2 points, you will find a greater sense of calmness and freedom. So bringing the attention back to the breath again. Just bringing a nice deep breath in, filling up the lungs and the belly. And on the out breath, just bringing that sense of letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. Once again, bringing in a nice deep inhale, filling up the lungs and the belly. And on the exhale, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. One last time, just taking in all that life force and energy and prana in that deep inhale, filling up those lungs and filling up that belly. And hold your breath at the top for 2 or 3 seconds. And on the exhale again, just bring that sense of letting go, lifting of tightness and tension, just letting go, letting go, letting go. Then once again, reconnecting to the body, the contact points on the chair or the bed or the floor. Just noticing the supports being offered. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste, and thank you for taking the time to be here with yourself, for yourself, and to be with us as a community, whether you're here with us live or you're watching recording later on IGTV or YouTube. Just the fact that you've taken the time. If you've never read Viktor Frankl's book, I really recommend it. Really what he talks about is that during the time in the concentration camp, the Nazis tried to take everything from him, possessions, they killed his family. But the one thing they could never take was his sense of self, his soul. And we all have that. So that was a slightly different meditation today. But just to bring a bit of a sense of reflection within it. So I hope it gets better for you. It's still gloomy. But as Christina said at the start, sunny in our hearts. That's all that matters. So I wish you well today, that you have a good finish to your day. And again, thank you for taking the time, for being here.